Hey everyone, it's Howard Gearhauser. On the line, you have my dad, Dr. G. In today's video, we want to talk about glasses. So we're talking about prescription glasses, sunglasses, the good and the bad. I personally used to be someone who wore prescription glasses all the time or contacts, which I fortunately don't have to do now after really working on my eyes and learning to relax my eye muscles. We'll get into that a little bit and some techniques on what you can do to help with your vision, but also talk about sunglasses. Are those protecting your eyes or are those hurting your eyes? So this is a really interesting topic, one we really enjoy talking about. So let's dive right into it. Let's start with prescription glasses. You're obviously wearing them. You wear them in most of our videos. Why do you wear them? What are the benefits? What are the consequences of wearing glasses?
Okay, well, I could relate a little story. So this story is about my visual history, I guess. So I went to college and went to medical school, and about the time I was getting done with medical school, I had normal 20/20 vision up until then. And in medical school, you're indoor all day under fluorescent lighting all day. In the hospital, you're under fluorescent lighting. And then you're on call up all night, every fourth night or so, every third night in some clinical rotations that you're doing. So you're up at night a lot, which is messing with your circadian rhythm. But to make a long story short, I started noticing at night when I'm driving that things looked a little blurry. So what do? You go see an ophthalmologist or an optician, and they check your eyes and they go, oh, well, you have a mild myopia. Another term for that is nearsightedness, meaning your distance vision is off. And so there's different theories about why does that happen. Does that happen because of the bookwork? Because it seems like students would have worse vision than, say, a farmer. So it's thought that a lot of the close work would do that, make you nearsighted, to read and to study. But then they found that no, it's exposure to outdoor light. So they've done studies on children. So right now, this nearsightedness that I developed is an epidemic. Now, if you look at the Asian countries, it's really bad. In Seoul, South Korea, they did a study and over 90% of the 20-year-olds are nearsighted. So almost everyone. And almost all the Asian countries have this huge level of nearsightedness. And in America, we don't have it nearly that bad. But what happens when you go into the optician, you have the little blurred vision like happened with me? Well, they give you some glasses. They go, well, just wear these part of the time. Like if you feel some eye strain or if you're driving at night and things look blurry, use these glasses. So they get you hooked on correcting that vision. Now, what does that do? Well, that brings your focal point, where you can focus back onto your retina. So it moved to in front of your retina for whatever reason, not enough natural light or too much reading or whatever the reason is. And then you correct that by, putting a different lens in front of your eye, either a lens or a contact lens. So it corrects it back onto the retina. But the problem is the conditions you're in are going to tend to keep moving. And that's exactly what happened to me. About every year, every 2 years, I went another half a diopter until finally I was in my late 30s and I hit the point to where I was at negative 4.25. Now, I know some people are way worse than that, but to me, that was being legally blind. And that, because I couldn't see well enough to drive without my glasses. And so it went in small steps that I believe are caused by the optician correcting your vision, but not getting to the root reason why your eye is elongating. So that's what happens. Your eye elongates. And I think we know the mechanism now of why the eye elongates. It's not enough natural sunlight that activates amino acids in our retina, in our eye, in our skin to become dopamine. Dopamine controls growth. And so it causes the eye to be round like it's supposed to be instead of elongated. So lack of
So,
dopamine.
so you think the eye elongates from lack of natural sunlight? Do you think that problem happens faster because of all of the artificial light exposure?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I think the artificial light, we know that it damages the retina, but we don't know that it causes nearsightedness. It might, but it might not even be related. It might be that if you were outdoors and got enough natural sunlight that has the ultraviolet frequencies. Now, if you go outside and you're wearing the glasses they gave you that block 100% of UV, you've shot yourself in the foot. Or if you're wearing contact lenses, most contact lenses block 100% of the UV. UV stimulates the formation of dopamine that keeps your eye round the way it's supposed to be. So you could see this is an iatrogenic disease. It's caused by the system, the medical system, the doctor, the optician, the person that gives you the glasses. It's caused by that. Or, maybe initially there was another cause, not getting enough natural sunlight, but it's perpetuated to lead you to where you're now legally blind and really can't even walk across the street without your glasses or contact lenses.
So it's like the sunglasses are part of why you develop this elongated eye, and then you're pretty much never going to not wear corrective lenses of some, whether they're contacts or glasses after that, because you need to see. So no one actually goes through the process of ever getting natural light back into their eye for any sort of healing. Is that pretty much what's happening?
Yes, exactly. And like you mentioned, what you did for you is, I taught you these things, and so you applied them, and you're able to get off of your glasses. So we could have a system where an optician, doesn't just go, and I think part of it is what we expect. So we go to an optician and we expect to walk out of that office with 20/20 vision. We don't want to hear, well, get outside more. It might take a year, but you can correct your vision. Or here, let me give you some glasses. So this is something that works in animals, and it probably works in humans. I don't know that it's been studied in humans, but let's say you have the beginnings of nearsightedness for whatever reason. If you do the opposite of correcting it, in other words, you uncorrect it by wearing reading glasses, the exact opposite of what, for nearsightedness, you don't wear reading glasses. But if you gave that person, if you give the animals say show this, if you give that person with the beginnings of myopia, if you give them reading glasses, their myopia will correct. So we could be doing this. That's what opticians could be doing for us, that we don't need glasses. And you probably don't know, but when your eye elongates, that makes you more susceptible to getting cataracts, to getting glaucoma, to getting age-related macular degeneration. So it's not just being legally blind. It's like you could lose your eyesight altogether. So that's why I'm so passionate about this, that there's a whole nother way things need to be done. And I know we talk about so many things that are like that. Just recently we talked about the fluoride in the water, all these things that the system does. It's pretty wild that there's so many things that we're getting wrong. But as you know, you can correct your vision. I wear glasses, but my glasses have half the power that I wound up with in my late 30s, which was minus 4.25 diopters. I'm now at minus 2.25 diopters, and I'm planning to get off of glasses altogether. And I go most of my day now, I ride my bike up a mountain trail about 3 days a week, no glasses whatsoever. I was legally blind before. There's no way I could have safely done that. But I do that now 3 days a week. Whenever I hike, whenever I do a trail run, I never wear glasses. So I try not to wear glasses when I'm outside so I can get the ultraviolet light in my eyes to continue to get my eye shape back to where it's supposed to be. And it's been working. I'm halfway there theoretically. Now, I may not get all the way there. And, it is kind of a miracle that we can take someone that has bad vision and clear it up. But I just think that if we could give that same person good vision without having to wear glasses, and then the way glasses rip us off is a travesty. The glasses industry, I mean, that's a whole nother story, but glasses, the last regular glasses I got at Lens Crafters, I went in there and it was on sale. So I get my glasses, and if I buy the frames, then I get the lenses for 75% off or something like that. So I go, oh wow, that's good. I'll get some new glasses, and I got the new blue blocking tint, which added a little more that blocks some of the blue light that we're exposed to so much in our modern environment. The blue blocking, which I'm a big fan of blue blocking, anything that we can protect our eyes. So I get these glasses. Hey, they're on sale. It's going to save me some money. Almost $800. $800. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm looking at these, $800 glasses. I'm going, okay, plastic. You look at the readers that you can buy in the drugstore. They're right by the checkout. You can grab them as you're going out. The readers, they're like $6. I'm going, these don't really look that much different. And these were, $800. And the ones there right next to the checkout that look the same to me are, $6. It's like, what's going on? So I looked into that a little further. I go, what is going on? How could Lens Crafters charge? I remember when they used to say $99. I know that was a long time ago, but it was $99 for glasses and lenses, and that seemed reasonable, and I am willing to pay that. But $800, give me a break. So I looked it up, and what's happened is a monopoly has developed in these glasses manufacturers. So Lens Crafters was bought out by a big company. Their headquarters are in Italy, and so the name of that company, I just looked it up. Oh, here, it's on this other sheet. Luxottica. So Luxottica bought out Lens Crafters. They bought out Oakley. First they ran Oakley practically out of business. But first they used Oakley products, and then they boycotted Oakley products. So the stock price of Oakley plummeted, and then they bought them out. Good old business acumen there. But Sunglasses Hut and Oakley and Lens Crafters and all these brands are now bought out by this big company. And then there's one other big eyeglass company that was called Essilor. Well, Essilor and Luxottica merged. So now they control most of the glasses market, and they mark things up like typically 1,000%. There aren't many things besides drugs. Like you can mark up 1,000%. And how you sleep at night, I don't know. But the glasses are marked up like 1,000%. And the designer frames, like the Louis Vuitton or whatever the heck, Prada, and they own those brands too. But those frames cost no more to make than that one that was at the checkout stand there that cost $6. They cost no more to make. So you're paying $200 for nothing.
Yeah, and that
exact same construction.
There's clearly, just like with the prescription drugs, a monetary incentive to keep people, with their vision being damaged. And like you said, I think this specific industry is a little different than the prescription drugs in that people really notice the benefit of having 20/20 vision versus being blurry eyed. Being blurry eyed is not a very good feeling. People want that very quick, they're willing to go spend the money to have good vision, but they don't realize that when you put contacts in, when you're wearing prescription glasses and then you're wearing sunglasses, your eye is never exposed to natural light directly, like the light directly hitting your eyeball. That's pretty much gone once you get caught up in this loop. And then, as you mentioned before, that leads to way worse eye conditions coming about because you're not giving it like the energy that it needs. I remember when I was wearing contacts, which I wore from late high school to about 3 years ago, my eyes would feel so exhausted when I would take those out, and they would hurt so bad. They'd always be red. They'd be scratched up. I mean, major damage. But the only time I wear my glasses now is at night, which I was going to make a point about that earlier. The natural light, it's amazing once you give your eyes a break from the glasses and contacts, sunglasses, how great you can see with natural light once your eyes get accustomed to it again. It's like so clear, but then when it gets dark and you're under artificial light, it is more difficult for me to see, so I wear glasses then. But I wanted to talk about your strategy that you taught me that you're currently doing. And like you said, you're about halfway there in terms of getting your vision back on track. Can you just describe how this strategy works and how our viewers might be able to apply that?
All right. Well, the idea is that if you can create the reverse stimulus of what, the stimulus of correcting your vision 100% and bringing that focal point right on your retina, if the underlying causes are still there, that's going to cause your vision to progress. But if you put the focal point near the retina, but not quite there, then your eye's going to try to adjust to bring things into focus. So if it's close, then your eye will try to make the adjustment. If it's too far and things are a complete blur, the brain just kind of goes, oh, there's no hope, and it doesn't try to bring it into focus. So if it's close, it'll try to bring it into focus. And you can use that fact theoretically. Now, I'm not sure this has been studied in scientific studies. I just know it's worked for me, and there's books written about it. So what you could do is undercorrect. So you don't want to correct 100% because then you're causing the stimulus to go the opposite way. So you undercorrect a little bit. So one way to do that is to get progressively weaker glasses. And so that's one of the things that I've done is I went from minus 4.25 to minus 4 to minus 3.75 to minus 3.5. And if you go to LensCrafters, you better take out a big loan if you're going to do that, as you go through 10 sets of glasses. So I went to Zenni Opticals. I don't know if Zenni's good or bad. They're everywhere. But Zenni will let you fill in your prescription. You don't necessarily have to have a prescription. You just take the numbers off your prescription, fill it in, and they'll sell you prescription glasses. I mean, I know, we're used to going to the optician and see ourselves how the glasses fit and how they look on us in the mirror, all these things we want to see. Doing it online isn't quite the same, but the cost is a tiny fraction of what it would be if you went to LensCrafters, especially if you're going to get like 6 or 7 pairs to edge your way down. So that's one way, is edging your way down. The other way is to get in the natural light, get that UV light in your eye to stimulate dopamine. We don't know for sure. Is there an age where that process just doesn't happen or is too slow? I mean, I'm old and it still worked for me, but I don't know. There aren't answers to these questions because no one wants to study this stuff because it doesn't have a holy grail or a pot of gold. Studying this would just be out of someone's curiosity and to help mankind. Unfortunately, not too many scientists, have curiosity anymore. It's all about, well, who's going to pay me to study this? If there's no one to pay you, you're not going to do it. That's just unfortunately 9 times out of 10. But fortunately, there are a lot of people that do have curiosity and do want to help mankind. And so that's like us, we are highly curious and we want to help everybody. And that's why we do these videos. But you can use Zenni Optical, get the stair steps, get out in the sun. The other thing you could do is take your glasses off, and then when you're nearsighted, and this goes both ways. If you're farsighted, you do the opposite of what I'm saying. But you take, say, a book, and you get to the distance where, and because you're nearsighted, you can see well close up, and you get to where you can see well, and you move it back until it's slightly blurry. So you're on that threshold of not seeing it perfectly, so your eye is going to try to adjust. So people have said that if you do this for a couple of hours a day, that's like a training for your eye to bring your focus, your far focus back. The other thing is, like Howard mentioned, is relaxing. So one of the things that happens is that we have this pupillary muscle, we have this ciliary muscle that affects our lens. And so when it relaxes, our lens flattens so we can see in the distance. So one of the theories is that people that have nearsightedness, their ciliary muscle is constantly contracted. And so that gets back to the Bates method. Bates was an ophthalmologist that lived way back in the early 1900s. And he had this whole protocol where he could correct people's vision, without glasses. And he had them doing relaxation exercises and other exercises. Plus, he had them get out in the sun a lot. That was part of his prescription. So Bates was onto something. He wrote a book, and that book's still available. So that's a major thing. You can do the up close with the reading, get it just to where it's blurry, but not so blurry you can't read it. And that's a stimulus. And then you look off into the distance. And so things will often be double vision in the distance when you're nearsighted. So you look like at a telephone pole or anything with a hard edge. You'll see the telephone pole, and there'll be 2 or 3 telephone poles in your vision. And if you stare at the edge of it, you'll notice, and then you relax. So you need to relax. You can't force it. And don't squint. You can bring your focus in by squinting, but that's just reshaping your eyeball temporarily. It's not going to help. It's not going to help you adapt. So you're looking, relaxing at the distant telephone pole, the distant mountaintop, or the distant edge of a building. You focus on it. It'll start changing colors. It'll go from 2 to 3. You'll see this dark black line up suddenly. It's like a light show. It's pretty amazing. And then you'll see this like blinding white light and a perfect edge. And it's going, what the hell happened? My vision is like completely perfect. And it's just one object, and you didn't do anything. You just stood there, looking like a dumbass at the edge of a telephone pole. And it's amazing what the brain does. The brain is readjusting, and your eye is readjusting. The retina is part of the brain. So you do these things, and it's a slow process. But in my case, I halved my correction, the correction that I need. And what I believe, and I was having light flashes in the corner of my eye, which is like a retinal detachment. But am I going to go see an ophthalmologist? Hell no. So I'm having these flashes of light. So after I started this protocol, the flashes of light went away. And I told you, age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, cataracts, and detached retina all are increased with an elongated eyeball that happens when you don't get in the sun. So they've shown from kids, if you take kids and have them go outside for 2 hours every day, way fewer of that group of kids will need glasses versus the kids that do the typical indoor 24/7, 365. That is the American way of life at this point. So the Asian countries are showing that you live in a polluted city where you may even go outside, but the rays don't get through the pollution. Almost 100% of those young people have myopia now. This is reality. This is reported in the scientific literature. It's almost 100%.
It is pretty amazing, though, how quickly your eyes can adjust, but you have to take the leap of faith. I get that it's really annoying to have blurry vision. We want to be able to, be out in nature and actually see how beautiful it is. The other part of the contacts and actually even prescription glasses is when you don't let the light actually hit your eyes. It's like your eyes almost have like a sensory ability to them too. It's not just seeing, it's like they can feel energy as well. So when you're like masking them up, like you lose that connection. Like you might be able to see better, but you're losing information. Is there something that's going on in terms of like these lenses that's filtering the light and changing the way our eyes kind of integrate with that light?
Well, we talk a lot about how the waves of light carry tremendous amounts of information, and we're just learning of how the body, translates and uses that information. But we do know that blue light is absorbed by a photoreceptor called melanopsin. So melanopsin is a non-visual photoreceptor. So in other words, we get no vision from melanopsin, yet melanopsin totally is activated by light. And it's one of the things that, sets our circadian rhythm, which may be another important aspect because circadian rhythm's really important for the health of everything in our body, every tissue, including your retina, including your sclera of your eyes and the cornea and the lens. There are circadian clocks controlling that mechanism. So when you're wearing glasses, you're messing with your circadian system as well. So not only do we know of these things that light does in the eye related to dopamine and the shape of the eye, but also these circadian mechanisms are so important for every tissue, including the eye. So it goes very, very deep. But the easy thing is what happened in nature? What happened in that primitive human that was sitting out in the Garden of Eden eating an apple?
Right. So with the contacts as an example, like obviously you prefer prescription glasses over contacts because you can easily take them off and quickly expose your eyes to the sun. What would you say to people who are wearing prescription contacts? Should they stop using those immediately, use them circumstantially? What do you recommend there?
Well, the contact lenses, I would say that it's best to throw them away. And that's because we want to get as much light as possible. Because we're indoor creatures, we need to get as much light as possible into our eye. And the contact lens has another issue of not allowing as much oxygen to feed the cornea. And that is a problem. Now, I wore contact lenses for many years, and I understand that it's just easier. I was really into outdoor activities and sweating and raining and all the different things, and not having glasses was really nice. But if I would have known back then what I know now, I think I would have easily corrected my vision by doing what we talked about, that I would have had a whole lifetime of natural oxygen levels in my eyes and natural ultraviolet light in my eyes and natural blue light in my eyes. Now, they could develop contact lenses that let ultraviolet light through, because plastic can be transparent to ultraviolet light. So it could be that they can make a contact lenses that lets that through, and that would be much better. But I would say at the very least, don't sleep with them, because that's the time when the oxygen levels go the lowest, when you're sleeping. I would say never sleep with them. But, I have patients, health coaching clients that, they need the hard contact lenses that change the shape of the surface of the eye. And I understand that there are some times where there is no choice. And some of those people, never take those out. So I would say never wear them is ideal. If you just wear them like when you're out in the rain or you're going to a party and you want to look cool, or whatever the reason is, wear them intermittently. It's much better to do that than to wear them every single day. Every time you wake up, they pop in, so you never see the sun without them. That's the worst thing you could do.
Exactly. And I was guilty of having the hard lenses where I was sleeping in them, and my God, my eyes were tortured by that. Taking them out and the way they feel now after a few years of no contacts. And I'll wear them on rare occasion, like if I'm doing an athletic act, like playing basketball or something, and I'm not going to be wearing prescription glasses, and I don't want to be airballing 3-pointers because I can't see the rim perfectly. I might wear it in that type of circumstance, but it's amazing how much better your eyes feel if you can just let them like connect with the sunshine, let them feel the sunshine. I can see so great when I'm outside. It encourages me to be outside more. You can really notice that. So I encourage giving this a shot. This is just like a lot of the other things in Western culture. We want the quick fixes. We're not comfortable with being uncomfortable. We want everything, to accommodate us, and we want it fast. But if you give this a shot, you might not need to wear the glasses. You might not need to wear the contacts. And then the sunglasses, I know that that's something that you recommend everyone not wear, because that's completely blocking the natural light from hitting your eyes. So if you're someone who's fortunate to not need prescription lenses, don't wear the sunglasses. It's going to create problems, I think, long term. What are your thoughts on sunglasses before we sign off?
Yeah, sunglasses, another really overpriced item. And they probably, in my opinion, they have caused tremendous harm to eyes and leading you down the road to complex diseases, because we are designed to get that circadian message to our body. And if we block it, that can be one of the worst things that we can do. Now, sunglasses, I'm not against sunglasses. If you're a fisherman, a commercial fisherman, and you're on the sun every day where you're getting not only the sun from the sky, but the sun reflecting off the ocean, or if you're a ski instructor and you're on the snow, and the albedo effect is reflecting that sun, and so you're getting 10 times a normal dose of sun, then yes, sunglasses are good for that situation where you are getting way too much sun, because you can overdo the sun like you can overdo almost anything. Too much water, you drown. Okay, so you can overdo the sun on the snow, especially, or on the water, especially. But most of us and most of our clients are not in the sun nearly enough. So the last thing you want to do for that 30 minutes that you're going to be in the sun is to block it. It's the absolute last thing you want to do. But we are taught to do that. Our ophthalmologists tell us wear sunglasses. UV light causes cataracts. I believe it's just the opposite. I believe cataracts are the body trying to protect us from the fake light that we're in all night, or looking at screens, exposing ourselves to all day. And that's why I recommend when you're on a computer to wear glasses that block blue light. Because if we get overstimulated with blue without the balancing red, we damage our photoreceptor, melanopsin, the one I just talked about, which leads to the circadian problems. Plus, we damage our retina directly. And there's studies out there now that show that the blue light causes retinal damage.
So a lot to consider here. Just, keep an open mind towards these ideas. If you feel inspired to go try it, we recommend that you go implement this. I don't think you need to throw your prescription glasses in the trash. Obviously, my dad's still wearing his. This is an ongoing process. But, it's a new perspective. Hopefully, it's just giving you a new angle at the way you can look at this stuff. So if you like this, make sure to literally like it. Make sure you're subscribed to the Quantum Possibility YouTube channel and Facebook fan page. If you're someone who'd like to work with me and my dad and our team of experts to kind of put together a complete holistic game plan for you where we look at everything that you got going on, we can do that. And we can also coach you through it should you choose that. I'll put a link in the description where you can learn more about our wellness program and our coaching plan if you're interested. If not, just keep doing the free stuff. We're not holding anything back, hiding things from the public. We really want to help humanity have some new perspectives on how to get healthy. So I think that's it for this episode. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks, everyone.